we go. Let's get this out of the way right now. The ultimate weapon is the best in the series. We know this, I'm not gonna say it's not. But for this list, it's more about which ones I like for whatever reason, because they force you to think about what kind of layout you want for the fight at hand. And I wanted to take a look at the 6 I thought were above or below the rest. Why 6, not 11 this time? Well, much like last time, I wanted to keep this list short, so cutting it in half made the most sense. As always, if this is your first countdown with me, there's a link in the description to explain why my countdowns are the way they are. Without further ado, here's the top 6 Keyblades. Why top 6? Because there's good, there's bad, and then there's something in between.
You make a good other.
This one has a really simple yet great design. It's made from Roxas, and because he's a nobody, it has a nobody design to it. I like how it flows from looking elegant and smooth and sort of rough and coarse at the handle. It shows to me how jagged and angry Roxas felt, and his confusion blends into how he and Sora combine to make one healthy and smooth individual. On the other hand, fucking anti-form, man. God, I hate this stupid, awful, shitty form, and the fact this blade causes it as its hidden ability. Fuck you, man. Also, it looks pointy as hell, and the way Sora holds it in his non-combat running animation, it just looks like he's getting stabbed in the back of the head. Holy hell, that looks painful. But little things like that are little touches that make for not only great world building, but also shows how two characters not only literally go together, but figuratively as well.
Friends there. See friends.
Oh, now I've got it. Ha means heart. Friends in our hearts.
Call me crazy, but I don't like Deep Jungle, and this Keyblade is just annoying. Why? Because it has a long reach. That's it. Hell, the Kingdom Key does better damage than this. Plus, it's just ugly to me. Like, what were the developers thinking on this one? It looks like a bunch of sticks got stuck on a log and is glued together with what looks like mud. That was probably the entire concept, but personally, I just don't want it. The only boss it helps with is the Trick Master, and if you're a sane person like me, you would have gone to Wonderland before Deep Jungle and already beat this lanky bastard, so it renders it even more pointless.
Let's say it together. My friends are my power.
My friends are my power.
Now, I'll be honest, I think Coded is the most pointless game in the entire series, and that's including Chain of Memories. There is no reason for this to be a main installment. I also don't like 8-bit retro-looking things, and the main reason for that is because there isn't much you can see or depict in a game with that kind of resolution to get across much. This is why I much prefer newer Mario games to, say, the original 2. That being said, this Keyblade is the one redeeming factor in this game, and it's simply because it's 8-bit. The whole game is in a digital world, with a digital Sora, and so when he realizes this, it makes it all the more poignant that he gets to have a digital Keyblade that in no way looks like it belongs in any other world than a digital one. And like 2 Become 1, it looks pretty badass, from the green and yellow matching themselves and how the quote-unquote shading of the blade is really just black and then gray and then light gray pixels, and it looks really nice. If I could play the whole game with this thing, then I'd be happy to let Mickey beam me in.
He and Sora are kind of alike, don't you think?
Are not?
For the love of God, why was the ability draw? Yes, I love that ability, and equip as many as the game throws at me, as well as several draw rings. But I still can't get behind this Keyblade's ability on its own. I'm aware of the fact that pirates like treasure, and this thing draws in the goodies enemies drop, but still, man, just... ugh. I will say the saving grace is the design. It's not the best, but it's not wholly terrible, it's just kind of there. Oh, and did I mention that the stats are mediocre as well?
going on? Everything's black and white.
Deja vu?
Much like with the whole 8-bit thing, I don't much like things that are black and white. The reason for that is that nothing stands out in terms of color. For example, I can't sit through It's a Wonderful Life because it's black and white. I've tried to, and I just can't get into the touching story due to the fact I can't get past my eyes glazing over every 5 minutes. Kingdom Hearts 2 had a world entirely like this, but it did it right in terms of how the colors are done. It's a lot of light grays, and it feels like the designers made the world in grays rather than having color and then removing it so as to avoid everything blending together, since we only have one color range to work with. As for the Keyblade, it looks the same to me, colored as gray, so it looks like it makes sense. Using a steam whistle and 3 smaller ones as the blade and a life preserver as the handle is really clever and certainly not something I would have come up with. If anything, I feel like it's a piece of history that we get to hold on to for over 75 years of magic. This one looks fine, has great stats, and is overall worth the trouble to get. But again, fuck the ability it has. It has the no XP ability, so while it's equipped, you cannot level up. Sure, there are people who do level 1 runs, and this doesn't really ruin their day. But if you're someone like me who wants to level up to 99, this Keyblade is the devil. Also, a plus in its favor is the fact that the Mushroom 13 has to float down from Shroom Heaven to give it to you, and it's genuinely cool to see.
Don't worry about me. You two focus on the exam.
But Ven, you're in danger here. Go wait in your room.
No way. I've been looking forward to this.
I really like this one for how its body is not only curved, but is also extremely thin. It sort of goes without saying that when you're designing a weapon or armor around a character, it should fit their design, and to me, Square nailed this design. Ven is quick and agile, and attacks faster than any other character in the series, and for his initial weapon, it's practically perfect. Like, it looks as if it was made for his hand. The stats aren't bad either. I often forget to change this thing because of how well it works. Ven isn't a magic user, but since one of his default commands is arrow, it would make sense that he's decent at it. Well balanced would be a way for me to describe it, and it's a great way to start our journey from the past.
Pinocchio, it's not safe for you here. Listen to Jiminy and go back to...
Oh,
What?
hi!
Dream Eaters! Only one...
What kills me about this one is that it's a physical combat type of weapon and yet doesn't deal critical hits with a name like Knockout Punch. Are you kidding me? Why the hell would you do that? Its stats are good, giving you a boost of magic and strength, but if they had made the ability give you more critical hits and about the same in strength or even less in magic, I would have been cool with it. But as it stands now, it's just a waste of an idea because the most frequent critical hit is the last one in a combo, and it's dumb the game didn't have it be this way because it's just ridiculous. I do like the design for a mid-level Keyblade. I get it's cool, but it misses the mark in my mind.
Oh, Belle! This castle belongs to me. Zaldin will never be welcome here.
Yes, I'm cheating by having 2 different ones in the same slot, but I couldn't pick. so I gave them a tie at number 2. These two are pretty similar in every regard. They have a purple and green blade with a rose motif. Divine Rose has a great idea of having the stained glass be the hilt, and the rose grow from the center of that, which is just a great way to communicate how beauty can come from within. Rumbling Rose takes kind of the opposite approach. Beast's claws are the key, and the rose is actually the hilt, which to me says that it's okay to have beauty in your life, but you need to know when to fight back. Also, they have a massive damage and magic output. It's a tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beating back the beat. This one isn't bad in stats or even design, but it's way too easy to get, seeing as you fight one round in the Colosseum, or a horde of Unversed if you're Ven, and that's it, you're done. I don't like its design or the world it comes from. Ability and stats are good though. Again, hate the world and the look. It has a lot of pink, and it hurts my head. Good magic boost though. It's a bit of an eyesore, but with the transformations I've seen, and how it sums up how Buzz and Woody are so different they don't seem to fit together, and yet still do extremely well, is an awesome idea, and is worth a mention here. Also, Hyper Hammer looks fucking awesome! What can I say? I like simple and cute things. Long reach, swings good, does a lot of critical hits. Overall, great contender.
Who are you?
Oh my god, burn it with hellfire. Why would you make the fucking thing look like Monstro? Like seriously, what the hell? I know Riku's Half of Prankster Paradise is in Monstro, but you could have made a normal looking Keyblade with Monstro's stomach colors, or something like that. Like take the one Sora gets from the same place and tweak it slightly, and boom, you're done. Or hell, just make it all water with Monstro's tail as the handle that blends into the water. As it stands, the thing is just ugly on ugly on ugly, and I think it should be beached out to dry. Oh, and it's basically the same thing as Knockout Punch, only uglier, but with the boost going to magic and not strength. So congratulations, Ocean's Rage, you are, by far, the worst thing I've seen come out of this series.
We both have very important jobs to do, Jack. Mine is to take care of Christmas, and yours is to take care of Halloween. So we each have to do the very best we can.
This one, I have no earthly idea why I like it as much as I do. It's a scary-ass snake bent into a loop that's both the blade and the key, then it leads into this weird reindeer hilt with Jack's face in the middle of it. But I don't know, it just kind of works when you put it all together. Like, the first time I ever played Kingdom Hearts 2, it was blind, I never saw any Keyblades from it, and the instant I saw it, I was like, holy shit, that looks fun. And it was. The thing that really sells it is that every time you hit something, you get a satisfying little bell jingle, and it never gets old. Along with that, I love the ability for combo boost, which makes it so that each time you hit something in a combo, the damage output is higher, and it even gives you a bigger finisher move. Also, 0 is the keychain, so there's that. There you have it, the best and the worst the series has to offer. I know my top choices aren't going to be yours, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what I think. You could run into any boss with any of these and still come out just fine, seeing as we all have different playstyles. That's the beauty of Keyblades. They can all be just as effective if you know how to work around the limitations. My name is Chris, and man, if these keys were weird, imagine the doors they unlock.